We have an amazing episode for you today, but first I want to tell you about Anchor, the easiest way to make a podcast. Whether it's recording new podcast episodes, uploading existing episodes, editing, or more, Anchor gives you everything you need in one place to create your podcast from your computer or your phone and make it sound amazing. And the best part, it's free. Yes, Anchor is completely free. Anchor makes it easy to make money with a podcast without a minimum listenership, and will even distribute your podcast so it can be heard anywhere from Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and more. The podcast process has been so easy because of Anchor, and I couldn't have asked for a better experience right off the bat. I'm recommending Anchor to all of my listeners who are wanting to start a podcast. Be sure to download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started building your own podcast today. My name is Kristen Kubik, and you're listening to As Told Unfiltered, the podcast that dives deep into what it's really like running a business. The raw, the real, and the completely unfiltered. Hello, beautiful people! Welcome back to the 12 Days of Podmas. If you're new here, welcome to the podcast. I'm your hostess with the mostest Red Bull in the state of Maryland, because let's be honest, that's literally what it's taking to record this whole series. Kristen Kubik. Each day, I'm giving you nuggets of golden information about entrepreneurship, mindset, and all-around business. Today's topic is one that I am so familiar with, let me tell you. If there is anyone in the world that is qualified to talk about this topic, it is me. We're talking about how to run your business when life is just falling apart around you. Life happens, there is no denying it. And when you try to deny it, it comes even harder at you. But regardless of what's happening, there are still ways to run your business, or at least keep it from burning to the ground. And honestly, I'm living proof of that. I've had this happen to me absolutely more than once in multiple businesses. I had it happen when I was part of an MLM, and yes, I know, spare the judgment. I had it happen when I was running my graphic design business, and I had it happen this summer. A little backstory for you. This past May, my mom got sick. Like, really, really sick. I guess it started about Memorial Day, and I'm actually about 8 hours away from where my mom lives. So in June, she went into the hospital, and because of COVID-19 and all of the restrictions, I couldn't go see her. I had to wait. And then she got out of the hospital, and then back in 2 weeks later, then out, then in. Then I was the one dealing with getting her into a care facility. So I got her into a care facility. Then 2 days after she got out of the care facility, she was headed back to the ICU. But this time it wasn't looking good. We were in July now, so it's getting harder. I'm getting antsier. And then I get the call. You need to get down here right now. We're on an end of life notice. And bam, I'm on the road. First of all, thank God I run my own business to where I can just pack up and go when I'm needed, right? But here's the hard part. I got down there at 7:30 p.m. on Thursday night. And then at 4:30 a.m. Friday morning, my mom died. And I tell you that story for a reason. Not only just to, give a piece of myself to you, but I'm going to tell you what not to do. Because what not to do in a time of crisis is just as important as what to do. And I have a reputation for being the queen of crisis. Ironically, I got that from my mom. She was also the queen of crisis. But this time was no different. I'm the best thing under any kind of pressure that you have ever seen in your life. However, that's both a blessing and a curse, because my go-to the morning my mom died was to work. Wait, what did I just say? Yeah, I'm not kidding. I worked. I legitimately messaged my client at the time and I said, I'm laughing about this now, but oh my God, I'm so horrified. I legitimately messaged my client at the time and I just said, hey, so I'm trying to finish this project up for you, but my mom died this morning, so it might be a little late. And I kid you not, the chick said, why are you even working right now? Well, I thought that's what I should be doing. So don't do that. Don't ignore the burning world around you and just bury yourself in your business. Because let's be honest, it is so easy to do. It's so easy to just pretend everything's fine. And I'll be honest, my therapist actually called me out on this. Notice how I talk about my therapist a lot. My therapist is a really big part in basically keeping my sanity while running my business. So she called me out on it because she said I showed up to, one of our sessions like right after my mom died, and she said I was just acting like everything was fine, and clearly it was not fine. But that's what, we tend to do because it's easy. It's so easy just to pretend everything is fine. It's so easy just to bury yourself so that you're not having to feel the feelings of all the crap that's going on. But it's not feasible to do that. Why not? Because life is still burning all around you when you pull your head out of your ass. And it can actually leak into your business. And then you've got both burning. So what do you do instead? Start by just acknowledging the problem. Is it personal to you? Is it personal to someone close to you that's affecting you? Like if, I don't know, say my husband had an issue and it was, affecting him. Obviously that's going to affect me, but not in the same way as when my mom's dying. You know what I mean? When you see how close it is to you, you can decide how relevant it is for you to talk to your clients about it. And that's next. You really may need to talk to your clients about what's going on. And you have to communicate. There is no way around it sometimes. And oftentimes, they're going to be the most understanding people in the whole world. But you have to be prepared to be honest. And I personally wasn't honest with mine back in July. And while I got my stuff done for my deadlines, it wrecked me emotionally. It's such a fine line, too. Because if we're being honest, the general public doesn't really care about your excuses. However, they do, overall, care that you're a functioning, healthy human being who can do the job hired to do on a consistent basis. Then we start having to look at the work-life balance. If you don't already have boundaries, this is going to be a problem for you. If you do have boundaries, this should be fairly simple to at least acknowledge. What you're looking for is anywhere you can step back from your business and put more care and effort into the problem at hand, the burning building. How can we start to put the fire out? How can we not completely abandon our business in the meantime? Sometimes this just means outsourcing, which we'll talk about later in this series. Spending a little bit of money to save your sanity is huge. A VA doesn't cost that much. A social media manager for a few days, someone just to answer your emails, someone to volunteer and admin your group so it doesn't also burn to the ground or get overrun by spam. These are all such tiny but such significant ways to help deal with your business so you can actually tend to whatever is happening. And these are such ways that really a lot of people don't think about, and that's a problem. We really have to start thinking about ourselves, but also ourselves in our business. The goal is to be able to confidently step back without letting your business go to hell in a handbasket, without letting your clients feel like they've just been abandoned, without letting anyone feel ignored. Life happens. Shit happens. There is no stopping it. And sometimes it just feels like the universe is smacking you in the face with a frying pan, and you legitimately cannot do anything to stop it. But you can find a way to manage it without losing your business, your clients, or your sanity. And, whenever my mom died, I really did do it the wrong way. I actually didn't show any emotion about it like I talked about earlier. because I didn't want anyone to think less of me as a business owner. I portray this strong female that I always thought didn't need vulnerability, but in reality, that's absolutely what my clients needed. And they needed that reminder that I'm a real person, that I have emotions, that I'm not a robot, and that I can feel like anyone else would when/if they lose their very first best friend. And my roommates actually kind of make fun of me because they'll see one of my Facebook posts and they'll, talk about how I portray myself as like this strong, independent woman, don't need no man. And then I need my husband to reach, the top shelf of the cabinets because I have, quote, T-Rex arms because I'm so short. And by so short, I mean I'm 5'7" and my husband is 6'4". So anyone who's shorter than me, you really get what I'm saying here. But that's also why I thought this was really important to talk about. Because there is a wrong way to do it when you're feeling like the outside world is burning and you're still trying to run a business. But there's also a right way. And I did it the wrong way so that you can do it the right way. All it takes is some honesty, not only with your clients, but with yourself. So I really wanted to bring that to light today. And that's actually a really tough subject for me to talk about because losing my mom is still something that obviously I struggle with every single day. And, it's one of those things that I'm going to struggle with probably for a really long time. But now it's easier for me to bring that into my business and now bring it into my podcast, which is really cool because now I can help others by taking that experience and what I did and then hopefully help people make sure that they don't make that same mistake I did. And to actually take the time for yourself. So check out today's show notes on the blog, kristenkubick.com/AsToldUnfiltered. And thank you for listening to another episode of As Told Unfiltered. See you tomorrow for another episode of 12 Days of Podmas. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I just wanted to let you know that all of the listeners for As Told Unfiltered get a special offer, especially if you listen to the end because you're amazing. $100 off my signature digital course, Automation Queen to Sales Machine, that's going to help you streamline and automate your business so that you can spend less time making more sales. Use code Unfiltered. Go to kristenkubick.com/AsToldUnfiltered for more information. See ya!